Hey everybody, it's been a very exciting week. It's been a very busy week. It's been a little bit stressful actually. There's been a lot going on, but a few nice things have happened. So I'm going to share them with you now. I was very excited when I got back from my walk this morning in the dark to find this little baby. My beautiful friend Julie, for my birthday this year, has given me a subscription to Frankie magazine. I love Frankie magazine, and now I can enjoy it every time it comes out. So that's always a little boost to see that sitting in the letterbox. So I will be having a little squiz of that later. And I love how it always comes with a little bit of extra something. Today it's got, is it a card or is it just it's just a little ad? Do you think we could have hot soup when we get home? It's just a little bit of art. So isn't that lovely? I always use these for cards for people, or little extra bits and bobs to stick in presents. I just think they're really cute, aren't they? They're all illustrated by different people. Anyway, that was nice to see. But the other day, one of my beautiful massage clients messaged me and said, would you like any of this? And I actually didn't have my glasses on when I saw the message, and it was a picture of a bag with all this sort of fabric all lying around it. And I said, oh, yeah, well, if you don't want it, any of it that you don't want, pick over it first, and then, yeah, I'll definitely take it, and if I don't use it, I'll pass it on again. I didn't really think much of it, and it arrived at my door, and because of the dramas going on, I'm only on the peripheral of them, but because of the dramas going on yesterday, I didn't have a chance to have a look at any of it. So I've got it here now. I'm going to set myself a challenge before I even start looking at it, because I know there's some beautiful fabrics in there. I can see them peeking out. So my dear friend Elisa is having a birthday on Sunday, and she and I and her two little boys are going to an animal shelter on a tour where you get, bags of food and you can feed the chooks, and there's cows and there's dogs and cats and rabbits and things that have been surrendered. I thought that would be a nice thing. We've been talking about going for a while, and so we're going to go on her birthday. But of course, in my newfound push to sew everything, I've made presents for my friend Julie and my friend Tracy, and I've actually finished a few projects of my own, so I'm pretty excited to have actually finished stuff. But I wanted to make my friend Elisa something, and she and I are quite similar. I've got a few friends that like to sew and do crafty stuff and are quite creative. But Elisa is the only one who is like me in the sense that she never finishes anything. She's always got a million ideas and a million projects. And she's got quite similar style to me. She likes quirky things, and she likes, appliqued animals and that sort of stuff. So I wanted to make something special for her, and I think this bag of tricks that I've been given may hold the key. So I've been on Pinterest for in my spare time in the last week, and I think I'm going to settle on the straight old 1 yard shirt, which is just a simple design. It's just easy peasy. I might put a zipper in the back of it, only because I don't quite know how big she is across the frontage, so I want to make sure that she can get in and out of this shirt. But I want to kind of patchwork it, maybe do a bit of applique on it and sort of make it pretty kooky and a bit fun, because that's her style. But in order to know what I'm going to do, I need to look in this bag of fabric. But the one challenge is, today's Friday, her birthday's on Sunday, and I'm going out tonight. So I'm working all day tomorrow, Saturday, so I only have tomorrow night and right now. So let's go through the fabrics and we'll see what we've got, and I'll start hatching a plan. I'll mull it over in my head and play with a few colour combinations in between now and tomorrow night. And then tomorrow night, here's hoping I can make something lovely for her, because Sunday morning I'm meeting her and I won't have anything else. Okay, so first thing I can see at the top of this bag is all this trimming. Miles and miles and miles of it. It says H sort on it, so I don't know what that means, because I like a tassel. Tassels are pretty cool, so that's great. Oh, look at this fabric, it's beautiful. So no idea where this came from. My friend was given it from a friend of hers. Oh, this isn't fabric, I've just noticed. It's actually a top, a vest top. But I will use it as fabric, so that's beautiful. And it's got buttons on it. They're really sort of opaque olive green pearly buttons. Oh, this is clothing too. But I think it's clothing that's been cut, yes. So it's got a label on, oh no, it's not clothing, it's fabric. But it's been cut out as, oh look, all the work's done for me. How easy is that? No, it's been going to be something because it's got some seams on the top of it. But again, beautiful. Look at the colours in that. It's gorgeous and it's really nice quality cotton. Oh, this is going to do wonders for my making because the fabric I've had in my fabric stash, most of it I've had for quite a while and most of it's quite childish. I used to make dresses and tops and things for ladies out of kid fabric and sell them at the markets. And so the remnants that I have left over are all cowboys and robots and all that sort of stuff. So it's nice to get some more adult florals. They look a bit vintagey into things. Now this used to be something because it's got like the effects of elastic on the top there. But again, a really nice vintage cotton with some roses on it. Oh, here we go. Yellow gold. Now that I have enough because it's not on my phone. I've been so reserved, not restrained not to open this up and have a good look. That's not an animal print, but it's again in that olivey. What else have we got? There's a few more bits and bobs in here. All right, okay. So this is an embroidery, a needlepoint of some description that's already on a hoop, and it's got all the colours, so it's a kit. I've just used an embroidery panel in a skirt that I was working on, and I want to do a little bit more to it because the fit isn't great. It was an old skirt of mine I was going to give to charity, and I put little Mr. Puppy Dog on there with his glasses and did a really nice satin stitch all around it. I haven't done an applique on the machine since I was in school. I guess now what I have to do is decide on which ones I want to use for this project. I really like that one. I'm drawn to that one, so maybe we'll use that one, I think. And I think that's something she would like. That's a very similar shaped pattern, so I'm not going to use it even though I think the colours would go nicely together. I'm going to maybe a bit of the purple. That might go really well with that green, I think. And I don't know, I really like, I like all of these ones, but I really like this one. So maybe that one as well, sort of, it picks up the purple. So something like this with maybe some denim. We will see. I will have a look, have a think, have a play, see what denim I've got in there, and hopefully draft up a pattern and come back to you when I'm ready to progress on this project. Yeah. So I think she'll like this. She's the sort of person that would appreciate something handmade. We sometimes sew together. She comes here and because I've just got a bit more room here, and we go out on the deck and we do sewing projects and we sit there, and a lot of the time we just sit on Pinterest and look at things and go, oh, look at this, oh, look at that. Oh. But I think she'll appreciate it because she doesn't have a lot of time. She's a single mum and she's busy, busy, busy. She works very hard, so I don't think she'd have a lot of time to do any sewing. I know we started a pair of pants for her last time she was here, and I don't think they're finished yet. It's been a few months. I mean, that's not unlike something I would do either, but at least she's got an excuse. I don't really have an excuse. So I would take a lot of pleasure in doing that, and I really like making gifts for people, and I think she'll really appreciate it, providing it turns out okay. So yeah, maybe just the basic little 1 yard top with maybe a little frill at the bottom. I might do a little ruffle or something. We'll see what fabrics I end up choosing and what I decide to do with that. In the evening, I set myself a challenge to make something out of the bag of goodies that I was given for my friend Elisa for her birthday, which is tomorrow. So I started sewing this evening. I thought I would just piece together some fabrics and then cut out a simple top, but I would use a little design that I had saved from an op shop, a thrift shop that I had found up at Mount Tambourine, as the centerpiece. So I am, I guess, about 3/4 of the way through the job. I don't know that I'm going to get it finished, but I'm going to give it a good hot crack. I'm just cutting out the back pattern piece, and then I will start sewing the thing together. So I will show you as I go what I'm doing. Once again, it's not an exacting craft. So I've just cut out, I made up a pattern piece just for, and it's based on the pattern for the 1 yard shirt, which is an all-in-one piece, cut on the fold. And I sort of kind of took some rough measurements and made that. Suck it and see, as they say. What could go wrong? So that's the front of the shirt. This will be the back. I think it's pretty cute. I haven't done a facing in many years, but I'm going to have a go. So I'm going to pin this on. Hopefully I don't mess up my meerkats. Start in the middle, shoulder seams together. Oh, I forgot that rule. Hang on, let's go back and start that again. Shoulder seams together. So this is what we've got so far. It's a facing of sorts. Hopefully when I sew it, then we can flip it around and it'll have a facing. Now what I need to do is I need to back stitch it. I think that's what you call it, where you stitch the facing to the seam. Okay, it's time to try and press this facing down. I'm actually going to just use a bit of fabric over the top because this iron is not clean. So far so good. Look out. Look out, because it's almost working. Imagine that after, how old am I? How long have I been sewing for? I've been sewing since I was about, well, making clothes on my own outside of school. Oh, I'd say since I was about 15, 14. So I'm now much older. So I've been doing this for nearly, well, about 35 years. How's that for old? So you'd reckon I should be able to whip up the old shirtaroony without a pattern. On this back of this shirt is a piece of fabric that's made out of a comic strip, and it's got a speech bubble that says, "Gravity doesn't cost a dime." Gravity doesn't cost a dime. I think there's something in that for all of us, really, isn't there? I have to continue this adventure tomorrow, but for now, this is what we're playing with here. It's now 10:41 p.m. So, as I was saying earlier, I've got two very close sewing friends. One is my friend Julie, who, she's a teacher, but I think she actually trained in sewing back in the day, years ago, when she qualified. And she loves to make little gifts like table runners, and she makes beautiful things And she has the same appreciation as I do for remnants and scraps and fabrics and laces. Her mum actually takes tours overseas and goes on buying trips for antique laces and things. And I think she makes teddy bears, her mum. But anyway, Julie's always had a bit of that in her life, and she's got a sewing room, and she and I often have crafty days and sewing days, and we've done a few painting courses together. So she's my artsy craftsy friend, Julie. But Elisa, who I'm making this for, is similar, but she has the same frenetic, frantic, do things at the last minute ness as me. So yeah, we sort of got the same energy around it, whereas Julie's a bit more precise with her sewing. She uses patterns and is just better at it. It's really nice to have someone like Elisa in my life, because she reminds me that I'm not the only crazy person in the world who has 50 projects going at once and never finishes anything, and bites off a lot more than she can chew. And I mean, my friend Julie does that too. I know she's been known to sew birthday presents the night before a birthday also. So we all do a little bit of that, I guess. But yeah, my two crafty sewing friends mean the world to me, because I love doing this stuff with other people and doing this sort of stuff too. It's easy to, sit in a shared space and sew together. You can both work on your own projects. We've had days where Julie's just been sorting out her bead collection, of all things, or her buttons, and I've been sewing. I'm going to turn that iron off now so I don't burn the house down, because that's not a good thing. I'm just going to sew these little armhole hems, and then I think I might call it a night, because it's getting to a point where I feel like I might start making mistakes if I keep going, and we do not want that at this late stage of the game. Can you see that? It's 4:57 in the morning. Just checking my microphone's on. I've just crawled out of bed. My husband's gone for a long run. He's training for a marathon, so today's his last long run. He's got to run 35 kilometres. And he finished work when I finished sewing last night. So what was that? Was that 11:30, 11 o'clock, something like that? Crazy. He's had no sleep and he's off running for 35k. Anyway, I took the opportunity to get up early, because the tour that we were supposed to go on, I got an email when I got into bed last night saying because of the rain it had been cancelled. So that's a bummer. So now I've suggested we go to Brekkie instead. The tour's been postponed, not cancelled, I should say. So we're going to go to Brekkie instead, but I need to finish this off. So here's where we're at. Pretty cute. I quite like it. I need to do something about the neckline. I'm worried about the facing. I have backstitched it and ironed it last night, but it's not sitting still. So sitting down. So either I have to stitch it down, in which case it will look like that at the front anyway. The back one won't. It'll look like that, which is fine. Nice, clean, what we want. Or I had another idea last night. Now, if I can find it. Remember I showed you all this tassel-y stuff? So I thought maybe I could just see what it looked like. It might be too much. But we might just use that to... Oh, that's gorgeous. I love it. I think I love it. Let's have a look.
just bring you closer so you can see that. There you go. All right, what do you reckon? So we can either have it like that, so I'll stitch it down, just like hand stitch it down. It's still a bit, It's a facing I made without a pattern, so I did all right, but yeah, it's not perfect. Or, look at this. If I sew it seam to seam, what's that look like in the big picture of things? Do we like that, or is that too much? So she's a teacher. Her kids are going to love it that she works with, and her kids, I think, will love it. I think I love it. Do you love it, or do you hate it? I can't ask you because I can't wait for hearing what you say, and no one watches my channel yet anyway. So when you're watching this in 3 years' time, when I've got a huge channel and a great following, you can tell me what you think of that, but for now, I'm going to have to make my own mind up. I really like it. I'm going to do it because that is going to then, if I sew that on there and there, that's going to just hold that facing down. If I was a proper seamstress, I have a feeling that I would pull the facing up and sew it down and then put the facing back down, but that defeats my purpose of wanting to sew the facing down, doesn't it? Let me go and splash water on my face, wake up a little bit and come back. Lace is an option too, but I also want to try the shirt on because if it doesn't fit and I can't wear it or she can't wear it, then there's no point doing a neckline, is there? Back in a minute. So apart from the facing that doesn't quite sit down right, which I'm about to fix, it actually fits really well. It sits beautifully on both shoulders in the same place. The arms are the same length sleeves. It just needs a good iron. It's a good length. Look at it. I quite like it. I've never made anything like this before, and I made my own pattern. Like I literally just sketched what I thought it should be from some stuff I saw on Pinterest. And I couldn't even be bothered because every time I went to get a free downloadable pattern, they were all, like not either available or the website could not be reached or that sort of stuff. And in the end of it, I was just getting a bit frantic and I thought, I can't do this. I'll just make one. I've never made a pattern before. I just sketched it out. So far out. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so it needs a hem and needs something done with this facing. Let's concentrate on that. The arms I cheated and just did a seam. So, I mean, the underarm sleeve join there is a little bit poor. And I need to finish those seams too. So, I think I'm going to do this with the tassel stuff because that'll just solve all my problems. The other thing we could do, to be quirky, I did get a heap of this stuff and it's got press studs on it. It's probably a bit more edgy than the tassels. I've got to put my microphone down, but I'll show you what it looks like on the shirt. Do that as well, but I think that'll sit in a different way. So I think I'm going to go with the tassels. I think that's my executive decision. So let's do that. I think the tassels are really cool. I like it. So I think the safe thing to do is to start pinning. Do I have to finish the end? I've never used this stuff before. It's unraveling. I do have to finish the end. Okay, so I'm going to put some white cotton in the machine. I'm going to do a little, I don't know, what do I do to finish the end? Zigzag stitch on the end of this. And then I'm going to, it's unraveling. What's going on? Why is it unraveling? What's happening? That's the bit I've just cut. Okay, so let's cut a different bit. Let's go in between. We'll go in between that and that. And we'll chop it there. And then I'll zigzag it straight away. And hopefully that will finish it off. And then I'm going to start in the middle back because then the join can't be seen. I might put a button on it. There's an idea. Button on the join. Oh, this thing's going to be this fat around her neck because it's just going to be additive and additive. So that discoloured one, it falls right there in the front. I'm going to cut another length. I don't want the discoloured one at the front. Let's cut a different length of this stuff. I'll just use that as a measure. Let's try again. Let's see if that discoloration is a regular occurrence in here. Yeah, there's a discoloured one there. I wonder if it just got dirty. Maybe it just got dirty. I'm going to wash the whole thing. So this is the rush because I'm meeting her at 9 and I want to wash it before I give it to her and press it. See if we can get the length out without another discoloration. They're all good on that one. So let's cut it again. Take a bit more length this time. Right, let's check. All nice and white. All nice and white. Fab. Okay, so I'm going to put that back on there because we'll use that for something else another day. Some little old lady out there knows the story, whether it got dirty, coffee stained, I don't know, maybe it went through a flood, who knows? Who knows the history of this stuff? Anyway, that's okay. Let's put it on again and make sure I've got enough length so I'm not messing things around. I'm really excited about this shirt. I hope I don't bugger it up in the last couple of steps because that's happened before. I don't know if that's something you guys have done before, where you get sort of 3/4 to almost finished on a job and then you're like, the last thing you do, you either sew something to itself underneath the machine or you, I don't know, I always find a way. I always find a way to mess it up. Not this time because this is important to get this right. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. All right, I just want to put another lot of stitching on the edge of it because I'm worried about this stuff fraying still. So we're just going to do it again. Maybe that's why all this stuff was left on the reel and not used, because it frays so easily. I put an end on it. So now, that's still fraying. Oh, it's still fraying. Why is it still fraying? Oh, I don't like this stuff now. I liked it. It was my solution, and now I don't know how to finish it off. Maybe I need to... It's a nightmare. Hang on a minute. I've just had a thought. I have this. I think I did it. I think I did it. It's got the fraying from the fabric that was underneath this yellow before, but that's okay because it kind of masks the edge of the seam. It covers up the little pucker I had. I've just got to clean it up. It's got lots of, it was a bit messy on the joins. So that's where we're at. That looks pretty cute. I quite like it with the meerkats. And it matches in well. The yellow goes well because of this fabric here on the edge. So now I'm just going to clean it up a bit. All right, time, how are we tracking? 6:14. I want to be finished by 7 so I can wash it quickly. Yeah, they're clipping, they've been clipped. I've clipped them. So I need to finish them though. I need to zigzag them. So I'm going to do that. And then maybe I just need to press them out. There's threads all over this thing. All right, powering on. Okay, so I just decided I'm going to put a ruffle on the bottom. So I've sewn some pieces together because Elisa's a little bit taller than me and I don't want it to be too high riding up on her. If I fold this in half, should give me an indication of how much we've got to play with. Yep, so there's enough just for a little gather. So what I'm going to do is hem one side of this, put a gathering stitch down the other and mark off, like I'm going to straighten this off because this is a bit wonky here. Just cut those off and straighten them off and we'll sew that on. Oh, time check, 6:28. Sewing under stress. I like sewing for people's birthdays, but I always leave it too late. Always. think it's a medical condition, I'm sure. It's called disorganisation. So my sewing machine literally seized up, like it won't move, as I was finishing off the zigzagging, finishing on the hem. And I literally have, let me see, where is it? Oh gosh. I have from here to there to zigzag, and then the whole thing, the whole garment is finished. I've even put my label on it. I've done everything, but I can't finish it. So I can't give it to her. I will give it to her. I'm going to give it to her, and then I'm going to take it back because I have to finish it. I have to fix my machine, and I haven't got time. I've got 1 hour till she's picking me up. So this is the end result. I'm pretty damn happy. I've never made anything like this. Thank you so much to Scarlett from Afraid Upcycling, who has inspired me to have a go at this. I've been watching your videos, Scarlett, for ages now. I watch all of them. I love it. I find it really entertaining to watch you, but I've never thought that I would make anything like that. Not a maximalist type person. But Elisa, the girl I'm giving this to, I think will love this. And I love the fact that I've used a couple of recycled bits and bobs like this. What is that? Braiding? No, I don't know what that's called. That bobbling. To help me like hold that facing down. It's done a job, and it's also added a little something to the top. I love the ruffle on the bottom. I would never have made a ruffle like that in the past. It's just come together beautifully. I've got to get ready to go. I'm just really excited because it worked really well. And I literally started it last night, as you saw, and now it's 7:32 on Sunday morning, and we've just decided she's going to pick me up earlier. So I did it. I look like crap, I know, but I don't care because I did it. I just have to fix my machine. I'm a bit worried about it, but maybe I'll need a new machine. Who knows? Anyway, I got to go wrap this. Thanks for joining me, guys. I'm going to do a little model of the shirt, and don't do as I do. Because it's very stressful trying to piece something together without a pattern and just make it up on the fly. But it turned out, and it's actually okay. Like inside, I've finished it all. The quality of it isn't bad. Like it's actually okay. I'm very excited. All right, I gotta go. Love you all. Thank you. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends. Let me know if you've got a channel about sewing or patchwork or quilting or anything like that, because I'd love to watch it. I just love watching all that sort of stuff. But special thanks to Scarlett from Afraid Upcycling. I really like it, and I've never done that before. So thank you. I'm so inspired. I did buy one of your patterns, Scarlett, and I was going to make a present for another friend out of that, but I didn't like the fabric that I'd chosen. Now that I've done this, I'm a bit more confident. I'm going to have a go at that pattern again. It's the apron dress, the kitty apron dress. But I think also the fabric makes a big difference. Like this was that beautiful vintage fabric that was given to me out of that bag that I showed you. You know, I've just pieced it together, and of course the meerkats were from the bargain centre at Mountain Tambourine. So thank you to whoever threw out that tea towel, because I've got another half of it to use on something else for myself. I've got a skirt in mind I'd like to make with that. But I'm a bit sad about my machine. I just don't know what's wrong with it. I'll show you quickly. It does this. Look. Flywheel won't even, is that a flywheel? Doesn't turn. It's really hard. It's like something's just stuck somewhere. I don't know what's wrong with it. Anyway, I gotta go. I think I'm gonna fold it like that so she doesn't know what it is. Wrap it. Oh, I love it.
Look on the other side. Oh my gosh, this is cool. No, look on the other side. Oh, it's perfect.